Okay, I'm recording. Welcome. This is Debbie Emerson, and this is 3 reasons why you're not manifesting abundance. And I am, for the first time, going to attempt to do a screen share here so I can have my little presentation going. So let's see what happens. Okay. So are you all, see, this is the tricky part. I can't see the chat box when I have my screen share up. So I'm just gonna minimize it for a minute. And can you just type into the chat box if you could see that screen share going on there? Let's see. Oh, this is my challenging part, to get back and forth to, okay. Okay, on the computer with no camera, just listening in. Okay, I'm just gonna hope it's going. I'm gonna go ahead and try and share again, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so. Okay, well, as I said, welcome, and we're gonna talk about 3 reasons why we're not manifesting abundance now, because we all know as healers and light workers that we are truly supposed to be abundant, and it's just part of our nature and part of who we are. So, of course, I'm your host, Debbie Emerson. And so we're really meant to have abundance in our lives. So why do we struggle? So that's kind of what we're going to explore today. And before we get going, or as we get going here, I would encourage you to set like an overall intention for what you would like to achieve, or what your goals are in terms of manifesting abundance for yourself, and the shifts that you would like to create in this 40 or so minutes that we're going to be together. So the first thing that I was kind of looking at as I was putting this together is that oftentimes our family situation limits our abundance. And I think we've all noticed that people who come from well-to-do families seem to, just assume that they're going to have more money, or they're going to make about the same amount of money as their family did. And on the other side of that, people who come from less affluent families often end up, in kind of that same income range as their family does. And, similar, all that family programming, if people have gone to college, gotten degrees, the kids just naturally seem to fall into that same thing. So there's a lot to do with the family programming and all of those unspoken messages that we receive from our parents from even before we're born, even when we're in our mother's womb. And then as soon as we were born, just all of those unspoken things that we pick up. So we just tend to, well, I'll speak for myself. I think I just tended to go along with things and just kind of follow, in the examples, follow in the footsteps of my parents. And, that went for many things as well as financial. I've probably mentioned in other classes and to other people in private sessions that I think I was in my mid to late 20s when I had this light bulb aha moment where I realized one day I'd been living my mother's life and I didn't have to. Those were the exact words that popped into my mind one day. Because, I had, gotten married at the same age, had my kids, and so on and so forth. But I was in a place in my life where I was just feeling really unfulfilled and like there was something more. I loved my family and so on and so forth. But it just seemed like there was something else and something missing. So it's easy to fall into those limitations that we pick up from our family. And, there's a lot of good things we receive from our families, obviously. But I think when a person gets to that point where they kind of lift their head up and start to look around and look at different possibilities, that we can see that we all, and I suppose I still am in some ways, not fully conscious and not fully making choices from the present time. We're all a little bit affected by our past time programming. So I work a lot with the concept of havingness. And so havingness is simply being able to have. And oftentimes we wait until we seem to wait until we get something to have it. So what I've learned is that's kind of putting the cart before the horse. You have to really be able to have something. And I guess you could say on an energetic level, you have to be able to have that particular thing before it actually shows up in your life. So if a person's making, $20,000 a year US, and they win the lottery, and pretty soon they have millions of dollars, oftentimes what I've noticed with people is that's such a difference, in where they were and where they were vibrating and what they were having in their life, that oftentimes you'll see that people will just blow through all that money, and within a few short years they're going to be back to where they were, just not having any money anymore. And to me, that's a discrepancy in what they can have. They haven't shifted their vibration up and been able to really receive and have that much money. So they can't have it, they have to get rid of it really quickly. So we're going to work with that concept of havingness, and I'd like you just to take a moment and ask yourself, how much money would you like to receive on a weekly or a monthly or a yearly basis, whatever you would like to work with. And and then you might want to close your eyes for a moment if you're in a place where you can do that. And just ask yourself for a number to show up. You can use a gauge, or you can just ask a number to show up. And this is just going to determine, or it's going to show your ability to have that much money in your life right now. So just ask yourself, how much can you have that much money in your life right now? This can be a scale of 1 to 10 or 1 to 100. 10 or 100 being you can totally have it. And if it's at a 10, then you might want to ask yourself why you don't have that money right now. If it's not at a 10, that's what we're going to do. We're going to work to clear the energies that are keeping you from being able to have that much money. So again, you can keep your eyes closed if you'd like. And I'm just going to go through and I'm going to clear many of the different layers where we get hung up on being able to have the amounts of money that we would like to have in our lives. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just reinforce everyone's connection to the earth, their body's connection to the earth. So I'm going to ground everyone, reinforcing that connection of your root chakra energetically into the center of the earth. And I'm going to strengthen everyone's midline, manifestation center. That line of energy that goes straight through the body, through the midline, down into the earth and extends up above you, connecting you with your higher self and source energy. And I'm going to delete all of the emotions that may be contributing to your inability to have the amount of money that you would like to have coming into your life on a regular basis. I'm especially going to delete any apathy, grief, fear, shame, guilt, and any other lower vibrating emotions that are interfering with your ability to have this much money. And I'm going to strengthen all of the exit portals in your body so that you can easily release all the energies that you're ready to let go of right now. And I'm going to strengthen your body so that it can keep up with all of the energetic shifts that you are making. And I'm going to now delete all the conscious beliefs that may be contributing to or causing this inability to have the amount of money that you would like to have in your life. And I'm deleting all the unconscious beliefs that are also contributing to it. I'm going to delete any evidence that your mind has collected and gathered to prove and justify that you can't have this. And just breathing, letting all that go. And I'm going to delete anything in the collective consciousness that may be causing you to feel limited in any way or contributing to your inability to have this amount of money. And I'm deleting all your connections to that collective consciousness and plugging you into that fifth dimensional grid of Christ consciousness. And I'm going to strengthen your intuition, your insight, and your knowing so that you can be aware of and move forward on any opportunities that come your way. And I'm going to strengthen your connection to your expanded self so that you can live more fully from that perspective. And I'm going to delete your mind and put it into another space-time dimension so that you're less affected by its programming. And I'm deleting anything and everything on the social levels that may be contributing to this lack of happiness for this amount of money. And I'm deleting anything in your environment that may weaken you or affect you negatively. Anything in your home, car, or any other physical space you spend time in. And I'm deleting any weakening effects from the community you live in. And I'm going to go ahead and delete anything in your physical body, any programming, anything on a cellular level that may interfere with your ability to have this much money in your life. And I'm deleting any and all effects from past lives, karma, soul contracts, any beliefs carried over from lifetime to lifetime, any current religious beliefs or dogma, spiritual dogma and limitations. I'm deleting anything and everything 7+ generations back and 7 generations forward from your family line so that you can be free from the limitations that your family, that you received from your actual physical genetics. And I'm deleting anything on the psychic and empathic levels that you might pick up from other people that limits you in any way when it comes to generating the amount of money you would like to have in your life. And I'm strengthening you so that you are the strongest, highest frequency and vibration, so that you aren't affected and your energy isn't pulled down from any energies that you interact with. And I'm going to go ahead and delete any fear and resistance to change. And I'm deleting anything and everything, any other reasons, causes, and sources that may be contributing to any of this residual energy still holding on. Deleting that all down to 0. And I'm strengthening you to integrate these energetic shifts and changes Once again, I'm going to delete your mind from wanting to bring things back to the way they were, and I'm deleting your body from trying to recreate old patterns of being. And I'm just going to fill everyone up with a nice big gold sun, nice big bubble of their own life force energy and their awareness. And I'm going to strengthen everyone's connection to the earth once again. And just take a couple of nice deep breaths. And I'm just trying to figure out how to access my chat. I'm just going to pause here for a moment and see if anyone has any questions or anything they would like to share. See where that number is on that happiness gauge, if you're able to type in. And if not, we'll just carry on. Okay. Just gonna slide this off to the side here. Okay, so the next piece I'd like to do here is I'd like to run a sacred activation. And this is called Abundance Connection. So there's times when we're entangled in the programs and conditioning of society, religion, family, community, and the collective consciousness of the cycles and patterns of lack, which prevent the flow of abundance into our lives. This activation is going to clear out all of those belief systems and reconnect you to what the essence of abundance is by connecting you to the feelings and the energy of what abundance truly is. So I just thought this might be a nice reinforcement for the clearing we just did. So I'm going to go ahead and run this sacred activation of abundance connection. Okay, so that energy's beginning. And I'm just going to do my best to be quiet and allow you to experience this in your own way. Okay, so the energy is kind of winding down. So for anyone who isn't familiar with sacred activations, it does come to kind of a completion point when I'm running it for other people and in groups, but it will continue to work with you and you'll be processing this for a while. Okay, so the second thing that came up for me when I was looking at 3 of the big reasons that we're not manifesting abundance now is self-worth. So I found that for myself, especially with setting my fees and my business and so forth, as I have worked with this within myself, it's been easier and easier to charge more money. And so our self-worth really affects everything that we do. It affects how we interact with other people. It affects how much money we can have. Because if we don't feel worthy, we're going to feel like, well, we don't deserve that or whatever. So again, there's so much programming in the world around not receiving. There's so much programming that causes us to undervalue ourselves, or causes us to feel like we don't deserve, or what we have to offer isn't valuable. I had, in my opinion, my husband's very talented, but he explained to me one time, I was talking to him when we first were together, and I was just talking about how talented I thought he was. He's an artist, he's a musician, but his outlook was, and still is to a degree, oh, it's nothing special. If he can do it, anybody can do it. And I think we all tend to fall into that to a degree, because it's just things that just come naturally to us. They're easy, and we have this tendency to think that it's nothing special, it's just us. But if we start to kind of turn that around and take a look at it as, oh, those are our gifts, and just because it comes easy doesn't mean it's not worth anything. So I'd like you to take a moment and going back to that scale that we were using, or we were talking about having this scale earlier, but this scale is just going to be an indicator of how worthy you feel. Where is your self-worth right now at this moment? So of course the 10 or 100, whichever scale you want to use, is feeling totally worthy, complete self-worth, and 0 would be not at all. So most likely everyone is somewhere in the middle, or the upper 2/3. So just take a moment to note for yourself what that number is. And as you're looking at that number, and as you're thinking about that concept of self-worth, or feeling worthy, or feeling valuable, go ahead and connect with a place in your body, or there might be more than one place where you're feeling that energy. You might be feeling some sort of sensation in your body. I find that our bodies are one of our best, for me, psychic tool. It just indicates, it's a good indicator of energy. So just tune into that area of your body and just kind of take note as we go along and do this next clearing. So we're going to go ahead and clear that energy of self-worth, or any energies, emotions, programs that are a contributing factor for that. Again, you can close your eyes if you'd like. And I'm going to start by clearing anything on the emotional levels. And I delete all the emotions that are causing or contributing to this lack of self-worth, undervaluing yourself. And I'm going to especially delete apathy, grief, fear, shame, and guilt, and any other lower vibrating emotions that may be a contributing factor. And as this energy is releasing, I'm going to reinforce everyone's grounding, strengthen everyone's midline. And I'm going to delete all the conscious beliefs and unconscious beliefs, or subconscious beliefs, that are contributing to this feeling of unworthiness on any level, in any way. Deleting all of the evidence that your mind has collected and gathered to prove and justify that you might not be completely worthy. And I'm deleting all the connections, all your connections to the collective consciousness. Anything that you're plugged into that gives you the message that you aren't completely worthy, or that you have to prove yourself in any way. Because the truth is, we're worthy just because we are. So just deleting anything and everything out there in the collective unconsciousness. And just strengthening your connection to your expanded self, your higher self, your greater self, that eternal being that you truly are. And deleting your mind so that you're less affected by its programming. And I'm deleting anything and everything related to this self-worth issue in the level of society, all the things we pick up on any kind of social media, radio, TV, books, anything that in any way tells us we're not good enough just the way we are. We need to buy this product or do that or whatever. So just deleting anything and everything on the social levels. And I'm deleting anything in your environment that might affect you negatively, that causes you to feel like you're not good enough, not worthy. Anything that weakens you in your physical environment. Anything in your physical environment that makes you feel less than wonderful, less than worthy. Anything that causes you to tap into any old memories or feelings. Leading all of that out of your physical space. And I'm deleting any weakening effects from the community you live in, the physical place that you live in. And on a physical level, I'm deleting anything in your body, anything on a genetic level, anything you've picked up from your ancestral line, 7 generations back, clearing that genetic entity. And of course, this is also going to affect your ancestors. And then I'm going to clear anything on the spiritual levels. This is kind of a big one, I think, when we're dealing with self-worth. I'm deleting any effects from past lives, any karma where you've been holding on to something you might have done or perceived that you did that caused harm in any way. Deleting all of that karma that's affecting your self-worth. Deleting any soul contracts where you might have committed to sacrificing or giving yourself up. Deleting any beliefs carried over from lifetime to lifetime. And especially any of those current religious beliefs that tell you you're not worthy. And any other spiritual dogma and limitations. And I'm going to delete all the effects of any energies that you might pick up from other people, other things, the environment, anything on a psychic empathic level. Oftentimes we are picking up things from other people and don't even realize that they're not ours, and we start to take them on and become them. So just deleting all the effects from the psychic and empathic levels related to self-worth. And I'm delete any other possible reasons, causes, sources, or conditions that may be affecting you on this level. And I'm deleting any fear and resistance to change. any fear and resistance to letting go of all of this energy that's affecting you, limiting your self-worth in any way. And I'm going to strengthen your body to integrate all of these energetic shifts with ease and grace. I'm going to delete your mind from wanting to bring things back to the way they were regarding this self-worth. And I'm going to delete your body from trying to recreate old patterns of being. And I'm going to go ahead and strengthen everyone's grounding again and bring in a bubble of life force energy for everyone. And just give yourself a nice deep breath. Okay, so just kind of take note of where that number is now on that self-worth scale. And just take a moment to just kind of check in with yourself, check in with your body. I always like to reassure my body that it's okay. Yes, we're moving a lot of energy, but it's okay. I'm taking care of you. And just kind of note how your energy's flowing, how you're feeling. So I'm going to go ahead and run the sacred activation of confidence and self-esteem. And of course, this is about believing in yourself and coming into your power, being more secure in the knowledge that the universe is there to support you. So here we go with the sacred activation of confidence and self-esteem. So just allow yourself to receive this energy. And just letting this energy flow, experiencing it in your own way. Okay, so I'm just going to pause for a moment and invite everyone just to imagine sliding down a big water slide or stepping into an elevator and just going all the way into the center of the earth and into that heart chakra of Mother Earth, just to receive some support and the unconditional love of Mother Earth to help you to integrate the energetic shifts that we've just experienced up until now before we do this last piece. And then go ahead and bring yourself back up into your body. Bring your awareness all the way back up into your body, bringing that unconditional love with you that Mother Earth had to offer for you. So the third reason that I was taking a look at that we don't manifest the abundance that we would like to have in our life is guilt. Oftentimes we get caught up in that thought process of, if I have a lot of money, then I'm taking it from somebody else. Or maybe we have residual guilt hanging on from past lives, where we've done something to hurt other people, or we've embezzled money or stolen money, or who knows what, and we have some residual guilt that we've carried forward into this lifetime. Maybe it came from a family that kind of ties back in with the family stuff we cleared already. There's lots of different levels and layers, but maybe your family just thought people who had money were not nice. Maybe they, you heard things growing up where, at least we have a loving family. We don't need money. So all of that stuff just combines to create all of these programs that we take on, and especially at a really young age, when we're, before we're born and then, up until like age 7, we're just so easily programmed, and we just kind of take it all in like little sponges. So go ahead and just say hello to any guilt that starts to pop up as you think about guilt. And even if you don't think you feel guilty about having money or have any guilt, just ask that anything that's there just to kind of bubble up to the surface. And using that scale of 1 to 10, 10 being a high, a lot of guilt, and 0 being none at all, go ahead and ask yourself on that scale, how much guilt do you have? How much is that? Maybe a better way to say that is, how much is that guilt affecting your ability to manifest abundance in your life? And just notice for yourself what that number is. And then tap into your body, tune into your body, and just see if there's some areas in your body where that guilt is kind of rearing its head, speaking to you. And with the number and these sensations in your body, it's just kind of it'll give you a barometer to notice as the energy is being released. So we're going to go ahead and do some clearing, do some deleting with that guilt. And I'm going to take a drink of water real quick. And I know you all have worked with energy, but I encourage you to drink some water as we go along to help this process. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and strengthen your grounding again. And I'm going to delete all the emotions that are causing or contributing to this guilt. Apathy, grief, fear, shame, and any other lower vibrating emotions that may be contributing to feeling guilty about having money, receiving money, having more money. Any guilt around having more than you need. Sometimes I think that's one of the places that I've worked on where we get stuck sometimes is, oh, I've got enough, I've got what I need. So anything around guilt around having more than you need, or any guilt around having a lot and not sharing it. Just deleting all that. And then I'm going to delete everything on the mental levels, all the conscious beliefs and unconscious beliefs that are contributing to this guilt. All of those programs running in the background that we're not even aware of most of the time. And I'm deleting all the evidence that your mind has collected and gathered to prove that you should be guilty. Deleting all of that down to 0. And I'm deleting all of your connections to the collective consciousness and all of the programming out there that keeps us feeling guilty around money, around abundance of any kind. And I'm going to go ahead and delete your mind and put it in another time-space dimension so that you'll be less affected by its programming. And I'm deleting all the effects from any social media, any programs on TV or radio or books. Oftentimes, the people in stories or movies, they're kind of held up on a pedestal of, oh, they're poor, I'm poor, but I'm happy, or being rich is bad. So just deleting any and all of that programming that you might have picked up unconsciously, subconsciously from any kind of media. And I'm deleting all the effects and potential weakness from your physical environment or any physical spaces you spend time in. I'm deleting any effects that are contributing to this guilt from the people you live with, from the community you live in. Oftentimes there's a tone of a community, or even if not the overall community, there's specific pockets of energy in communities that might have this guilt energy that you become affected by. And I'm deleting anything in your physical body, anything on a cellular level, anything on the genetic levels that you've taken on through your genetics, through your DNA, from your ancestors, deleting all of that. Deleting all of this guilt out of your genetic entity. And I'm deleting any and all effects from past lives, any karma, any soul contracts, any vows of poverty, any beliefs carried over from lifetime to lifetime. And I'm deleting any current religious or spiritual dogma that might cause you to feel guilty about having abundance, about having money, about being happy with your abundance. Sometimes we might be abundant, but then we feel guilty. So we're not happy. So just deleting anything and everything around that. And then I'm going to delete all the effects of any energies that you might pick up from other people, any physical things, the environment, anything you pick up on a psychic and empathic level. And I'm strengthening you to be strong, to be the highest frequency, the highest vibration, to be impenetrable and imperturbable to any lower level vibrations. And I'm strengthening you to shine your inner light brightly. And I'm going to delete any other possible reasons, causes, sources, or conditions that may be affecting you related to holding this guilt in place and limiting your ability to manifest more abundance in your life. And I'm deleting any fear and resistance to change. And I'm going to go ahead and delete once again any reasons, causes, and sources that may be contributing to any of this energy being held in place, any of this guilt energy. And I'm integrating all of these energetic shifts and changes, deleting your mind from wanting to bring back things to the way they were, and deleting your body from trying to recreate old patterns of being. So go ahead and give yourself a couple of nice big breaths, bringing in that life force energy. And I'm going to help everyone fill up with their own life force energy, their own awareness, bringing in all the information you have about creating abundance in your life, manifesting abundance, and about being comfortable and happy with that abundance. So the activation that I chose to go along with clearing the guilt here is called Caste System Money, and it's going to dissolve and release any programs that we might have about judging people, ourselves, or others based on money. It heals the tendency that we might have to regard other people positively or negatively in response to their relative abundance, as well as a complementary tendency to feel better or worse about ourselves based on some sort of material estimation of our worth. And it's about letting go of these inherited and collective wealth consciousness patterns and becoming able to interact with everyone with a spirit of true equality and of mutual respect. This activation will release you from genetic, cultural, religious beliefs of being too good or not good enough, and aligns you to be a citizen of the universe without judging yourself or others. And it allows you to align with your peers and feel good about yourself, no matter how you grew up. A lot of words. Okay, so go ahead and close your eyes and just be open to receiving the sacred activation of Caste System Money. Okay, here we go. And just allowing yourself to receive this energy in your own way. And there's a lot of movement with this one, so just continuing here. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and have everyone move your awareness back down there into the center of the earth. Just really feel your feet touching, connected to that heart chakra space of Mother Earth. Feel that beautiful unconditional love and support emanating throughout your body, throughout your energy field, throughout your awareness. And know that you can go into this space anytime you choose. And knowing that this unconditional love of Mother Earth will help you to integrate all of the energetic shifts with ease and grace in a way that is most appropriate and most comfortable for you. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and bring your awareness back up into your body. Just really feeling your awareness fill up your body, all of your energy bodies. And opening your eyes, having a drink of water if you have some water nearby. And just a reminder to drink some extra water as you go through the next day or so, because it'll help integrate all of these energies. So when I'm done with this little presentation, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. So anyone who's on the call live I'm happy to have you unmute yourself or type anything in the chat if you have any questions or if you want to share anything. But I'm going to be offering a class, so if you'd like to deepen your experience with clearing any blocks that you might have to manifesting the abundance that you would like to have in your life, I'd like to invite you to join me in this class that's going to be starting in February. And so it's going to be 4 weeks, and each class will be about an hour. And in week 1, we're going to clear the blocks to receiving on all levels. And week 2, we'll connect with the energy of money and clear and heal our relationship with money. And week 3, we're going to go ahead and expand our ability to receive more money, activate our intuition, and look at the expanding possibilities that we're creating around money. And on week 4, we'll claim and anchor our expanded ability to have and receive money. So the dates are going to be February 4th, 11th, 18th, and 29th, which are Mondays at 12 noon Mountain Time. And of course, if you want to sign up and you're not available at those times, you'll get the recording one way or the other. I'm asking for an investment of $97 if you'd like to pay one payment, or if you'd like to do weekly, you can pay $30 a week. So I want to thank you very much for joining me here today. And yes, you'll receive the recording as I just said. If you'd like to know a little bit more about me and my work, you can check out my website at www.debiemmerson.com, Debbie with an I, Emerson.com. And if you're not part of my Facebook group, Spiritual Seekers, I'd like to invite you to join that, where I run a sacred activation every evening for the group, and you'll find that link on the bottom of my homepage. And if you sign up for this class, the 4-week class, it starts in February. Within the next 24 hours, I'll send you a class that I previously did called Kickstart Your Psychic Abilities, which is a $47 value. So thanks once again for joining me here today or on the recording. And I know that your ability to manifest the abundance you desire has taken a huge step up just in this 45 minutes or so that we've spent together. And I'd like to just send you lots of love and express my gratitude for you and for the energy you contributed to this class. And so hopefully I will see you next time around. So as I said, I'm going to stop the share and stop the recording.